Yo, what is going on, Shuffle Squad? I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I'm Volcanturtle TCG, and today I'm going to be talking about a card and a deck that just blew me away. Why? Well, if you're just coming into our format, you might not be very familiar with Arcus VSTAR. If you're someone that's been playing for a while, I'm sure you know what it is, but those of you that are just coming to this amazing game, you probably haven't seen this card at certain tables or just at all, really. And that's because it hasn't been placing too well at regionals until now. Makani Tran was able to pilot an Arceus deck all the way to the top 8 of the Portland regionals, and I am in absolute love with it. So we're going to talk about the deck list, what's in it, what it contains, all that good stuff, and get into some gameplay. So I hope you enjoy. All right, so Arcus VSTAR. This is a card that I feel like a lot of players might not, I wouldn't say a lot, but you know, maybe newer players aren't super familiar with because it hasn't been seeing too much play. There hasn't been amazing placements for Arceus decks as of recent, and I think that's because the meta has shifted so far that people think Arceus isn't all that good. And yeah, it could be rough in certain matchups like Charizard, Chen Pao, even sometimes Miraidon if they're able to build up a huge Raichu, but I think Makani Tran has proved us wrong. Makani Tran at the Portland Regionals was able to pilot an Arceus VSTAR all the way up to the top 8, and it is amazing. So let's talk about the deck, what's in it, and what it does, and all that good stuff, because I am in love. And it's not just because there's a Regi in the deck. So, Arceus VSTAR. This is a 280 HP normal Pokemon. It does have an amazing attack called Trinity Nova. For 3 colorless energy, you're doing 200 damage, and then you can search your deck for 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon V in any way you like. So, you can build up an Arceus VSTAR, accelerate energy to an Arceus V on the bench, or another Arceus VSTAR on the bench, and then if the Arceus VSTAR gets hurt, you can literally just pick it up with Sharon's Care and then put the new Arceus into the active and repeat that acceleration process. It's actually a really cool combo that doesn't come up often because Arceus doesn't see a lot of play, but it helps you survive and really fixes the math trade or the prize trade for you later on in the game. But that's not the only reason why Arceus is good. It's not just that combo, it's that Starbirth ability, baby. During your turn, you can search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them in your hand, shuffle your deck. Yeah, that's it. Search your deck for 2 cards. That is insane. If you're just behind a little bit and you need a boss's orders, Starbirth for it if you need to. Maybe it's the early game and you need to Starbirth to really make sure you're getting set up. Starbirth. Although Arceus is its own partner in this list, you do have a couple of other amazing partners here. You have Regigigas V. Regigigas V is a 240 HP normal type Pokemon, but it's not the greatest partner, and that's because it doesn't have too good of attacks. Now, why I say that, Hammer-In is an attack for that does 50 damage for 2 colorless energy. Yeah, that's kind of bad, but the next attack isn't the worst. You have Angry Whack, and that's for 3 colorless energy. You do 100 damage base, and then you do 10 more damage for each damage counter on Regigigas V. So if you have like 220 damage on your Regigigas V, you can swing for 320. Yeah, that's actually kind of insane. However, I feel like most people are going to try and swing over Regigigas V or maybe just ignore it, which is fine because if they do ignore the Regigigas V, you can evolve into the Regigigas VSTAR. This is a 300 HP normal type Pokemon with an attack for 3 colorless energy called Giga Impact. You do 230 damage, and the downside is you can't attack during the next turn. It does have a great ability called Star Guardian, where if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining, you can choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and they discard that Pokemon, all cards attached to it. I don't see Star Guardian coming up as often as Starbirth, but there are some niche situations where that actually could be relevant to win the game. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about the whole you can't attack next turn because we are playing an Escape Rope in this deck, but we're also playing a couple of Jet Energy, so that way we can get our Arceus that's on the bench into the active and attack with the Arceus. So you're kind of just switching in and out between really big HP and heavy attackers. We have a great support mon in this list as well. We have Mew EX for Restart and Free Retreat. Also, Genome Hacking isn't the worst attack on the planet because you can copy things like Giratina VSTAR's attack for 280 damage. We have a Radiant Alakazam to move around some damage counters, so that way we make sure that the math is just right and we get KOs where they matter. We also have Spiritomb here. This is a great card when you're in the regular double turbo Mew matchup because you're stopping the Genesect, but this also stops things like Lumineon from being able to search in the deck and finding a supporter card. Now, Spiritomb can be a little bit of a bother for not just your opponent, but for yourself because you are playing Zacian V from Celebrations in this deck. Now, if you have Spiritomb out, you probably don't want Zacian V out because you're probably going to use Zacian V for that Roar of the Sword ability. Roar of the Sword says once during your turn, you can search your deck for a Psychic Energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon. So this is good for setting up if you miss an energy in the very beginning of the game and you want to make sure that you're able to use Trinity Nova next turn. You're able to search your deck for a Psychic Energy, attach it to your Arceus, and then get the double turbo and all that good stuff. So Zacian is very, very strong for setting up, but you also have a pretty decent attack here too. You do 60 damage base and you do 30 damage for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon, and that is for 3 colorless energy. The other Pokemon that we have here is Jirachi to stop things like, do I really need to say his name? Sableye? We don't like Sableye. So we're stopping Sableye with Jirachi. We have 2 Bidoof and 2 Bibarel in this list for draw consistency, and the lovely Squavit. Squavit has an amazing ability called Nest Stash where you can shuffle your hand and put it at the bottom of your deck, and if you put any cards at the bottom of your deck this way, you could draw a card. Yeah, you're losing your entire hand, but if your hand is garbage and you have a Bibarel and a Squavit on the bench, you can go ahead and Nest Stash your horrible hand away, draw 1 card, maybe you can play it down, and then draw 5 new cards with your Bibarel. We do have some other amazing cards here, like the Counter Catcher, the Lost Vacuum to get rid of opponent's path to the peaks. We have max consistency in making sure that we find Pokemon in 4 Nest Ball and 4 Ultra Ball. We have 3 Paths to the Peak to stop our opponents. We have 3 Boss's Orders to make sure that we are gusting often. 2 Sharon's Care for an amazing loop. Lots of disruption with 4 Iono and a Judge. We have a Raihan here. We have a Box of Disasters, which can actually be extremely relevant because if your Arceus VSTAR does, or if your Zacian V does get knocked out in 1 hit, you can put 8 damage counters on the Pokemon that hit it. This is really good going into Gardevoir matchups, but also if it's something like Roaring Moon, if Roaring Moon just like swings over the Zacian without using its knockout ability, you're able to put this Box of Disasters on Zacian V. If they swing into it and the Zacian V goes down, you're putting 8 damage counters on the Roaring Moon, and then you can bring up an Arceus or a Regigigas and take a huge KO there. We have a 1 choice belt, so that way we can increase our damage on Pokemon V, 4 double turbo energy, and 7 psychic energy. So that rounds out the entire list. So let's jump into a game.
Hey trainers, tired of having too many cards lying around? I know that feeling, and I know what a hassle it is to try and sell those cards. But selling bulk is now easier than ever with TCG Bulk. Find tons of potential buyers in a single place. You just download the app, look for the best buyer near you, and carefully pack your bulk, ship it, and you get paid. It really is that simple. Turn the cards you don't want into the cards you absolutely need for your next deck.
All right, guys, here we go. This is our very first game with the Portland Makani Tran Top 8 deck. I'm going to flip tails here and see if we can go first. I feel like going first is really good with this deck because you're not really attacking on your first turn. Yes, please let me go first. We need to make sure that we're really setting up these Arceuses, getting a really good start in a good hand. So let's see. You know, it's really not the worst hand on the planet. We'll go ahead and put the Arceus in the active here because we don't have much of a choice. We have a Path in hand, but that will stop us from using Starbirth later. But we do have Iono, so next turn we can just get rid of this hand and search for 6. Hopefully we can find an Arceus VSTAR and a double turbo so we can start attacking. Want to make sure that we also get another Arceus on the bench. All right, so we have a Tina matchup. Tina is pretty good. Ooh, okay. I'm going to bench the Regigigas V. I'm going to attach an energy onto the Arceus V here. I'm not going to put down this Path to the Peak. I'm not going to put down the Path to the Peak because my opponent, there's no way they can knock out my Arceus V. I'm not worried if they like go into Greninja and all that good stuff. So I'm kind of just chilling here. And they have the goated start. They've got the double Comfey, the Cram, the VIP pass, all that good stuff. So we are definitely in a little bit of danger. So let's see if they can pull off at least 4 this turn to swing into my Arceus for 110 with the Cramorant. This Arceus V will do its job if we get an Arceus VSTAR and we can accelerate some energy onto our bench Pokemon. No, they escaped Rotar Regigigas into the active. That does not feel good. Did not want that to happen in any way, shape, or form. But it's fine. We'll get out of here. We'll get out of here for sure. The downside is like we can't really attach jet energy onto Arceus V because yeah, they're definitely getting to the 4 here. We can't attach a jet energy to our Arceus V because then we're not going to be able to Trinity Nova and get a knockout. We would have to rely on using Trinity Charge on Arceus V, so that is a little bit unfortunate. So we're going to have to dig for our escape rope, and there's the path to the peak. Maybe we should have played our own path to the peak. That probably would have been the right move. Now, the bright side here is that Regigigas V needs 3 hits to go down to this Cramorant, so we are chilling. We do have the V-Star in hand as well. Found the double turbo. Love that for us. I'm starting to wonder if we just attach the Regigigas V. Now, let's get greedy. Let's get greedy. Let's go ahead and do this, and we're going to Iono. See if we can find our escape rope. No escape rope. We do have Nest Ball, though. Nest Ball can get us a Bidoof, which is pretty nice. We will take that. We also didn't get an Arceus V-Star, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think I'm going to hold the Mew EX in hand and pass my turn here. So next turn, we'll put down the Mew. We'll put down the Bibarel. We can Iono. We'll actually draw with the Bibarel first, get some cards out of the deck, and then if they're no good, we'll put them in the bottom with the Iono. And hopefully we're able to find our one of escape rope. We probably actually, with the Nest Ball, should have checked if we had the escape rope in the deck. So there's our Arceus. We love that for us. Let's go ahead and put down this Bibarel. Let's go ahead and put down this Mew. And we will draw a couple cards with the Bibarel. Okay, so we have a Jet Energy here. I'm going to put down this other Bibarel. I really want to put down... See, I want to play this Jet Energy and get a knockout quickly here. Because I could Jet boss out Giratina. And then disrupt them next turn. Because we can accelerate to the Gigas. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that instead of playing the Iono here. We're not going to get the first knockout, but we are going to get a huge hit on their 2-prizer. And we can accelerate this energy onto the Regigigas V-Star. Ooh, we only got 3 Psychic in the deck. That's not good. I really want to get another Arceus V on the bench, which shouldn't be a problem next turn. Although we probably want to get Jirachi down, but they're most likely going to knock out either the Arceus V-Star or the Regigigas next turn. I think bossing the Giratina V-Star here was probably the right play as well. Because they're only at 4 in the Lost Zone, and they're forced to attach Retreat. That's actually pretty nice. So this will get them to 5. If they find Chorus, they're at 7. They've already attached for the turn, so they would need 2 Mirage Gates to actually build up this Giratina to get a KO on our Arceus V-Star. So that's actually huge. That was probably the right call for us. We do have Iono in hand. We can disrupt them next turn. It feels bad putting 4 energy on this Arceus V-Star, but hey, sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do. And another switch, probably coming in with the Cram. Yeah, so there's the Cram. And we are getting we're getting hit for 110 here. So they didn't play... Man, that's the thing. They didn't actually play a Chorus. Do I want to Iono them to 6? I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 with the Bibarel here first. Another boss? Yo, okay. So I think we're going to go ahead and get the first 2 prizes here. I feel like that might be appropriate. Although, it probably wasn't the right call, now that I'm thinking about it, because if we let them get the KO, then we could have saved this counter catcher. Now we're just going to be too far ahead to ever use it. So that was probably not the right call to make. Because we could have saved this boss's orders for another Giratina that came into play and get a KO with it with Regigigas V-Star. So yeah, that was probably not the right call. Because we can't swing over a Giratina V-Star. There's just no way we're doing that. So yeah, we probably actually should have just KO'd the active. But then they probably could have just come up and... I was already damaged. You know what? I'm fine with it. We've already made the choice. It is what it is. It is what it is. We will live with the choice. We do have a Nest Ball in hand, so if our Arceus V-Star doesn't get knocked out this turn, we're going to go and get ourselves an Arc V. We have a double turbo in hand, so we can attach that to the Arc. and then we'll be Gucci. And it looks like this Giratina is actually kind of bricking because they've only been attacking with Cramorant. They haven't played many Colruses. They're already at 8 though. Okay, let's go ahead and Nest Ball here. We're gonna get ourselves an Arc V. As much as I do want a Jirachi, I think it's fine to wait a little bit. Let's go ahead and attach that there. I'm gonna go ahead and Iono. See what 4 cards we get. Okay, so we get a Belt. Belt actually gets us pretty close to KO and Giratina VSTAR. Not close enough. I don't know if I want to attach this Belt. I think I'm going to attach the Belt to the Arceus V. We're going to draw 2 cards with the Babarrel. We got another Babarrel, so we're going to draw another card with Babarrel here. Probably didn't have to put down this Mew EX, but I did want the free Retreater. Okay, so really nothing there. We'll go ahead and take a KO on this Cramorant. We are at 3. They are at 6 still, so not too bad. We got 2 Pokemon built up. Feels pretty nice. Still not happy with the position of our Regigigas though. 220 damage on it. And we haven't found a Charon's Care, which is a little disappointing. We probably Iono them into the Colress, which is why they're bringing up the Sableye. Yeah, so Iono kind of helped them out, but we do have Judge to disrupt them some more next turn. If they don't evolve this Giratina V though, we do have the boss's order, so we could like boss it out and take KO there. What does stink though is that we will only be doing 210 damage with the Arceus VSTAR down here when we evolve it. So we can't actually get KO on this Giratina V because we put a double turbo on this Arceus. So a little bit sad about that. A little bit sad about that. Also, we haven't found our vacuum like once. No vacuums. No vacuums have been found, which would be great to get rid of this path to the peak. They do find the Giratina VSTAR though. Okay, so there's 60 on this Arceus and there's 80 on this Regigigas. So they can't knock out both. They can knock out the Arceus, that's for sure. That can be done. Or are they gonna swing with the Giratina? They're probably just setting up the Giratina, if I'm being honest. They're probably just setting up the Giratina. And there's the Lost Mine. So yeah, I'm assuming the Arceus VSTAR is going down. The rest of the damage is gonna go onto the Regigigas VSTAR here. We're kind of like in a really rough position. I want to go and get... Yeah, I think I want to go get Jirachi. Because if we can save this Regigigas VSTAR, we're going to be very happy about it. We will promote Mew since it has free retreat. Nest Ball, that is perfect. We will go get ourselves Jirachi. And I'm going to judge my opponent. Yeah, I'm just going to go for the knockout on this Sableye. There we go. Okay, so we can go evolve here. Lost Vacuum Ultra Ball. We don't need it anymore. Get rid of this. We will restart for 2. Nice. Okay. We'll put Box of Disaster on Mew EX. We don't have any Pokemon V in play. Well, yeah, it's fine. I don't want to use Path to the Peaky yet. Let's go ahead and Industrious Incisors. We got a Charon's Care, which we can hold for next turn. So, do I Starbirth? Do I need to Starbirth? Let's go ahead and Starbirth anyway, just to like grab some stuff. Even though I think we're probably gonna get Roxanne. So let's go ahead and grab Boss. We probably don't. We're probably gonna Charon's Care next turn, so I'm not worried about that. Don't need the Counter Catcher. Let's just get the Path out of the deck and an Ultra Ball. Just thin the deck out a little bit, and we will retreat into the Arceus VSTAR. And we will knock out the Sableye. Hopefully that Judge was good enough to disrupt them to the point where they're not going to be able to do too much. We are going to get a prize card here, which is an Arceus V. Love that for us, even though we can't put it on the bench. So they probably did draw into the grass energy. They do have that available to them, I think, in full. So there's no grass in the discard and none in the lost zones. Yeah, it makes sense that they would just kind of draw into it eventually. So the question is, are they going to Lost Impact or are they going to Star Requiem here? I think they're going to Star Requiem here. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think we win this game. I don't think there's any possibility that we win this game at this point. Yeah, because they do that. Yep. We can't knock it out with the Regigigas VSTAR. We weren't quick enough to knock out the Vs. I think that's what the main issue was. We could bring up Mew EX for the free retreat. We can't really Charon's Care or Regigigas now, can we? Although we could kind of... Okay, I think I see a game plan. I think I see a game plan. So, they have one prize card remaining. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to retreat into the barrel. I am going to Iono. They're going to go to 2. They probably won't find a Gust target. I will Industrious Incisors for 3. So we have a Jet Energy. Doesn't really matter too much. And then I'm going to pass. Let's see if my game plan... I'm not going to say what it is yet. Let's see if my game plan works out. So they're attaching to the Giratina VSTAR. Oh my goodness, the game plan's going to work! Star Guardian's actually... No, we can't Star Guardian. The path's in play and we already... Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. I mean, maybe it could work. Maybe it could work. Okay, so we still have Iono. Let's go ahead and Iono. Maybe we can make this work. Maybe we can make this work. We'll Nest Ball to get Squavit. I do not want this Path to the Peak in my hand. We're going to Nest Stash that away. We got an Escape Rope. And I don't want that. So let's go ahead and do this. So we have an Ultra Ball. We have Spirit Tomb, all that good stuff. So they need to have an energy in their hand to get KO here. Let's Giga Impact, baby. Let's see if they're able to come back from that. Do they have the energy? Do they have anything to get that extra energy on the Giratina VSTAR? They have an Escape Rope. Oh, that's a bit not happy stuff. Okay, we'll bring up the Mew EX. It has free retreat, and it does allow us to use Giga Impact again next turn. Oh, come on, baby. Flower Slide. So they're going to need a switch card and a way to get energy onto... Or they're going to need a Mirage Gate. If they can Mirage Gate, they can put in energy here and here. No! They found the Colress! Whiff it, baby. Whiff it. Do not find a switch and do not find an energy for me, please. Let's see if they got there. They got a Cram. They passed! Yo! Dope. Okay, so... we need to thin out the deck. Big time. So let's go ahead and get rid of these homies. We can grab the Arceus. We still have a Boss's Orders and a Counter Catcher in the deck. So that is huge. So let's go ahead and squab it away. All of this stuff to draw 1. We got a Zacian. So we'll put Zacian on the bench so we can draw 5 with the barrel. We got the Counter Catcher, baby. Let's go. Give me that Giratina. Give me that Giratina. Let's go. Okay, so that is a huge win. All of that disruption put a huge damper on Giratina, so they were not able to recover after they started discarding too much of their energies. Whew, that was a game. I threw myself under the bus thinking that I could use Star Portal or Star Birth and then the Guardian ability. Oh my goodness, that was a hard game. All right, guys, here we go into our second game with the Arceus Regigigas VSTAR deck. Last game was insane. Too much brain power. You can see the hamster in my head just spinning, and it's because I got so focused on one play that I forgot that we couldn't even possibly make it due to rules. You know, those exist in this game. So I just completely data dumped how to play the game until I realized, oh, we can't do that. So sometimes when you're in those situations, if you're watching this, you're just trying to learn how to play the game, or maybe you want to get a little bit better and you watch some of like the great creators that are here on the channel and you're just like, okay, I'm learning stuff. Don't down on yourself because you might have made one little misplay, because there usually is always another way out. Okay, so Bidoof going onto the bench. We have Arceus VSTAR in hand. We have the double turbo in hand as well. I'm going to attach this here and I am going to pass it to you, opponent. Now, it definitely seems like we are up against Charizard. This is probably one of the harder matchups for the deck. I don't know if I want this Starbirth, but I feel like I might have to. We do have a lot of disruption, though, so I honestly feel like if they only get one Charmander down... Okay, if they only get one Charmander down, I feel like it could be safe to, like, Starbirth for Jet and Boss to KO no, they're gonna call for family. Never mind. They have called for family bird, so that's fine. Okay, so I think it might be safer to actually like use Starbirth for Jet Energy, or Escape Rope. Okay, let's do this. We need to get this Arceus into the active. We do have Judge. I want to judge my opponent. I do want to do that. So let's go ahead and just start with the Judge. See if we hit any of the pieces that we need. So we didn't really hit much. We do have the Arceus though, so we'll put that down. I'm gonna put down the Spiritomb because I know they usually play what's it called? They usually play Lumineon, so we're gonna try and mitigate that, homie. Okay, so there's no way that we actually pull that off. So let's go ahead and Starbirth here. And what I'm going to Starbirth for is I'm actually going to Starbirth for the G. I don't want to Starbirth for the Jet, though. And I kind of want to keep that energy on the Pidgey because it's one less energy they can get. So I'm actually going to get the Path to the Peak and the Escape Rope. And then we can start accelerating energy to the Gigas and onto the other Arceus that is on our bench. So we'll go ahead and put down the Path. We will Escape Rope. Probably going to give us the other bird. I don't think they're going to give us the Mew. I don't see a world where that is possible. So yeah, I think this is probably the best play that we can make here. And we are going to go ahead and Trinity Nova. Now we do have a DTE in hand, which is huge. So the 3 energies are going to be split pretty nicely. We're going to put 2 on the Gigas and 1 on the Arceus V. And that's going to be the turn for us. So Pidgey knocked out. We are getting a prize card. What do we get? We got Squavit. Yo, actually kind of busted. Kind of busted. We will take the Squavit. I know this early also feels kind of bad because our opponent hasn't taken any prize cards yet. So giving them a bunch of resources just doesn't feel good. So they did get a rare candy. They can't use Zard's ability thanks to Path. Level Ball is probably going to go and get them the Charmeleon. Okay, so I think our game plan now is to evolve. We will attach the DTE onto the Arceus V. We'll put down Squavit. We'll Squavit Barrel. See if we can hit a boss's orders and KO this Charmeleon. They play Entei in here? Yo, chill with that. Ooh, they got Artisan though. Yikes. Okay. But they might not actually have a way to get the Charizard in play. We know they have the rare candy. If they don't have the Zard in hand, then it's just not happening. Okay, they're going to retreat. So that's a physical retreat into Entei. So they might not actually even be able to... Well, they could attack us with Entei if they evolve into the Zard. So top deck Fleetfoot. Let's see if they get something like Arven or the Zard or anything else. They passed. They don't even Fleetfoot. Wait, why didn't they Fleetfoot? Oh, Spiritomb, that's right. They couldn't Fleetfoot, and we top deck the boss anyway. Yo, give me that Charmeleon, baby. I want that, homie. Okay, so now we need to dig for a Path to the Peak. That, I feel like, is what is the most important card to snag. So let's go ahead and see if we can get ourselves a Path here. Got ourselves an Iono. Don't want that. Let's go ahead and... Yes, we got ourselves a Path. Perfect. So we're Gonna go ahead and do that. We are gonna Trinity Nova. No need to accelerate. We can accelerate one energy actually onto the Regigigas. That's fine. So Gigas is gonna get an energy. He's gonna be chilling. And we knocked out the Charmeleon. Path is back in play. They only have 2 cards in hand. They can't even use Fleetfoot because of our Spirit Tomb. We're chilling. We are, unless this top deck is something absolutely crazy. But right now, I think we are really getting ahead of this Zard matchup. Mysterious Tail. We know for a fact that they still have rare candy in hand. Super Rod. Probably get them that Charmander, Charmeleon, Pidgeyback. Maybe the Charmeleon, Charmander, and the Fire Energy would be my assumption. That would be my guess. And they're going to pass. Man, this thing is oppressive. Okay, so I don't need any of the cards that are here. We are going to Nest Dash. Just going to show off this combo as much as I can because it's one of my favorites. We got a energy. Don't really need that, but we'll just go ahead and draw. Choice Belt can actually go on the Regigigas. Can't play anything else here, so we are going to Trinity Nova knock out the Mew. I was trying to find myself Regigigas VSTAR here, but unfortunately we just couldn't get to him. Not that it matters. See, the cool thing about this little combo with the Squavit and the Bibarel is so long as you're not playing search cards that make you go through the deck, all the cards that you don't want are going to the bottom. In each turn, you're putting cards at the bottom of the deck and bringing the card that you need to the top. So that is actually like the coolest thing about the little engine between Squavit and Bibarel. They got a Radiant Zard. Is that a Supra? Coming in with Entei. Okay, yeah. So this is where I want to find Regigigas VSTAR because we can just take an Oko on that. Can't Sharon's care the Arceus VSTAR because it's not damaged. He has done 0 damage to us. Go ahead and do this. I'm actually going to attach this to Bibarel, and I'm going to draw 5. I want to see if I can get to my Regigigas VSTAR. Still no Regigigas VSTAR. That's actually crazy. Okay, well, we'll just swing 180 on this Entei. It doesn't feel perfect, but hey, it is what it is. I was not expecting the Spirit Tomb to actually suppress Entei in this matchup. I thought, you know, Rotom and Lumineon were going to be the big ones, but it looks like Entei is the big dog. Technically, let me know in the comments. Do you guys think that the Legendary Beasts, as they're canonically called, are dogs or cats? There is a right answer, believe it or not. There is a right answer on if they are dogs or cats. I just want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments. Are the Legendary Beasts dogs or cats? That's the question that I have for you guys on this video. That and you know, do you like this deck? Because I sure do. Charizard certainly doesn't seem to be having a good time, but I'm certainly having a fantastic time against Zard. So they have literally done nothing this game. That is insane to me. How like early judges and just all the paths and all that. It's insane. Let's go ahead and bring up this Arc. Yeah, they don't want to keep this Entei in the active. They know for a fact that this Entei could get knocked out. We still have 2 bosses available to us. So if we can find a boss's orders, we just boss and KO this homie. Giving us the bird. I don't want the bird. I want the beast. I want the Legendary Beast. I almost gave away the answer. Ultra Ball. Okay, so you know what? They actually can get the Zard here. That's pretty good. That's pretty good because we know they... Oh, no, they Iono'd us, didn't they? Yeah, they Iono'd us. So they don't have access to the rare candy unless they drew it off the Iono. Okay, so we're going to see bird. If we can get the boss, the bird doesn't matter. We're just going to go for the Entei. Lost a vacuum. Okay, well, you know what I say to that? I say Nest Dash. Draw a single card, just a path, and Industrious Incisors for 4, which doesn't give us a boss's orders. But we will just go ahead and swing 180 on this Pidgeot. So that is fine. They literally are in the top deck. So unless they can get rid of this path, they are not quick searching. They're not fleet footing. They're not really doing anything. Forest Seal Stone is actually goated here. Oh, they got the Iono too. Yikes. Okay. We have a boss. So honestly, even if they get Zard here, we are literally just chilling. We are totally fine if they get Zard popped off here. We're not worried about Zard in any way, shape, or form right now. It's not happening for us. We have a boss's orders. We can get 2 prizes here. Then all we need to do is find another boss's orders and then take this Radiant Zard out or this other Pidgeot out. So we are literally just chilling. Or we can allow the Zard to just do whatever it wants. We can KO something like the Pidgeot or KO something like the Charizard and start moving damage counters around with the Radiant Alakazam. Although that just feels a little bit slower because, we're moving damage from one Pokemon that we can knock out to another Pokemon that we're knocking out. So, and we can only probably do it for 40 before we even win. But we can try and set up that win condition as well. Just try to get a knockout on something like Entei V on the bench. So Charizard EX is actually going to take a KO on our Arceus VSTAR here because it does have that Defiance band on it. Is that what it's called? Defiance band? Defiance band, yeah. So it is going to take a knockout on us here. Little sad, but hey, it is what it is. We still have KO on the... I think I'm actually going to knock out the Pidgeot because them not having access to being able to find whatever they want is actually pretty goated. So I think that's the route we're going to take. So let's go ahead and do that. Iono. Don't think Iono's really going to do much for us. We want the boss's orders. Let's go ahead and slam down this Radiant Alakazam. We're going to go ahead and Painful Spoons. Doing 180, so yeah, we can move some damage from you to you. Just start putting that homie on a timer. Boss out the Pidgeot. Squavit's Nestash can be played here. Raihan is actually pretty decent. We are going to go ahead and draw some energy, or draw some cards. I mean, there's really nothing. I mean, we can just go ahead and attach this here. And then we will Trinity Nova KO the Pidgeot EX. We just need a single boss's orders to close out this game. I'm going to accelerate the energy to Regigigas to try and not draw into it later. See, 2 more cards, and it's an Ultra Ball and an energy. We can Ultra Ball for a Pokemon, get it out of the deck, put it at the bottom with the Nestash, and see if we can hit ourselves the amazing homie Regigigas VSTAR. We don't even need the VSTAR. We just need the boss because we could boss out this Entei and just do 100. They're still going to knock us out, though. Still going to knock us out. That's the downside of this homie having 230 HP. Ooh, Lumineon for 0, baby, because the Fettered of Misfortune. Ouch. That's got to sting. There is literally no reason you do that unless you're putting a Forest Seal Stone on it, but you already done did that, so that's a yikes. That is a yikes. I don't even know. Ooh, yes, get me closer to that boss's orders. Hit me with that Iono. Let's see what we got. We got a Zacian. It's not prized, is it? We didn't use all 3, have we? We've only used 2. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. We only used 2. There's no way it's prized. There's absolutely no way it's prized. Okay, so there's the Burning Darkness, which is a big ouchie. Go ahead and do 80 to the homie. He's at 250. We have no way to actually do more damage to this guy, unfortunately. I'm going to bring up the Regigigas. Got a Jet Energy. Let's go ahead and... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and Painful Spoons some damage off of this onto that homie. We are going to Jet Energy in the Spiritomb. And then we are going to Squavit's Nestash. We got a Path to the Peak, which I don't want to play. All right, we got the boss. Whew. So my reasoning for that is that if they couldn't find a boss's orders or anything like that to knock out our Regigigas, moving the damage there, not playing Path, means that next turn we can just, if they knock out the Spirit Tomb, we could bring up the Regigigas VSTAR, but it wouldn't matter because then we could just Painful Spoons for knockout on the Entei. But we did get the boss's orders, so we are chilling. Regigigas V coming out to be the star of the show. I could have risked it and just went for Tail Smash, but nah. Hammer in. we're gonna use Hammer in this time. No angry whack here. Absolutely insane. I cannot believe how much pressure Charizard was under that entire game. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I truly appreciate it. It does mean the world to me. And I want to know what you guys think of this amazing deck list. And congratulations to you, Makani Tran, for making it to the top 8 of Portland Regionals. This deck is amazing. You did an awesome job with it, homie. So thank you for this amazing gift to the community. Deck's cracked. I love it. But hey, if you haven't already liked the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. It helps the channel grow and lets us know that this is the type of content you love to see. And if you're not subscribed, why not? It's free and it helps the channel and lets other people know that they can find amazing Pokemon TCG content here. And again, in the comments, let me know, are the legendary beasts cats or dogs? But thank you for watching. Stay safe, be kind, and I'll see you next time.
You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.